as the fans treat it to a Monday afternoon race here in New England. We're racing a Magic Mile. You're going to see those big bumps coming into turn number 3 affecting these cars. You saw it there as they exit 4 for the first time. And it's Bell, Truex, Almirola, Logano, and Blaney all in the top 5. And now 3 wide back here. Austin Dillon in the middle in that number 3. Little contact there. And the 16 of Allmendinger had to catch it. Here comes the 19, Truex Jr. trying to take the top spot away from Bell.
Martin was super fast in practice. Bell pretty quick as well, but Truex, they said he fired his car up before the command today, so you know he's ready to go here in New Hampshire.
Crossover move kept Bell in front of Truex there at the start.
This is a really tough pass at this racetrack. You would think the bottom lane is the fastest, but not always here. That second, third lane that you just saw the 19 car Truex has more banking in it. A lot of times more grip. You saw Truex use it to make that pass.
You try to go a little faster until either the front or the back slides.
Yeah, you drive the car to the limit of grip. Neither one's going to slide the front or the back, and there's some great battling here between the 5 and the 2 here, Jeff. The 4 gets around the 2. Now the 5 is trying to make that happen, drives him up the racetrack.
Yeah, this is a great example of how hard it is to pass. The 5 is completely underneath him, and you just don't have grip on that bottom groove, and Larson's trying to get him up the racetrack, and they make a little bit of contact. We're going to see that all day.
Yeah, that's just good hard racing.
Rolling the center of the corner. Those adjustments will be made on this upcoming stop if he pits.
The 31 car, or the 16, A.J. Allmendinger has spun out off of turn 2.
Happened, Frankie. Just spin.
The competition caution as well.
He's sideways early. Don't know if he got the left front up on the apron there.
Fresher 2 tires. They did a 2-tire stop as we're back to racing. Now with only 37 laps to go in stage 1. And look at the move right along the double white line. Martin Truex Jr. got a little loose coming off of 2. Can't stay in front of the 24. William Byron out in front of the field.
Yeah, back here it's just crazy how much aggression there is to try to take advantage and put people in bad situations to be able to take spots. A lot of 3 wide racing back through the field on the restarts. Oh, almost contact right there, Brad.
Up top, things heating up for the lead as Martin Truex Jr. looks to the inside of that 24.
It's be interesting to see how he can complete this pass. He's going to try to back up this entry to 1 and entry to 3 here, and
Just shooting him. 3x5 out back, other than 23.
now he's trying to throttle up, accelerate on corner exit, turn the car underneath, not able to get even.
Yeah, speaking of options, coming to this final lap is where you can run on the racetrack. I see some guys running all the way into 3rd lane, making really good lap time. Spiders are going to be relaying that information to the drivers to make a change for the 2nd stage.
This is going to be the 6th stage win for Martin Truex Jr. here at New Hampshire as he comes out of 4 for the final time, and we'll see the green and white checkered flag. He wins stage 1, 58 of his career stage wins. That's the most, by the way. He's been dominant. You see the battle there. McDowell just in front of Larson.
Kyle Busch has got smoke coming out of his car now.
A lot of damage to the right side.
Yeah, he's hit the fence with the right rear, maybe with the right front as well.
He just radioed in, it's killed.
That's 3 times this weekend that he's had contact. Once in practice, once in qualifying, and now in the race.
Allmendinger enters. He's been running kind of high. Just behind him, though, Kyle Busch spins around and backwards. If you wait a moment, here comes the 7 of Coil of Joy. Another hard contact. Drivers, seems odd.
Looks like something might be on the racetrack there, guys. We'll have to take a look.
Common names, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron. They make up row number 1. Just behind them, Almirola and Blaney. Then it's Hamlin and Suarez. When we come back to the restart zone, stage 2 underway.
Almirola really aggressive. I'm sorry, that's Keselowski. Very aggressive on the bottom. making it 3 wide. Going to see that all day. The restarts here.
And he throttles up, slides right in front of the 99. So that's a win. That's a spot gained by that aggressive move to the inside. Ty Gibbs back here in that 54 up the racetrack.
See, Bubba Wallace looked to the inside there of Suarez. Couldn't make the pass happen.
3 wide there with Harvick in the middle. Here comes a 5 of Larson to the inside of Brad Keselowski. Oh, contact with the 54 all the way up the racetrack. Keeps it out of the fence. Coming back down the racetrack, though. Will they give him room? Going to race hard around the outside of the 48 of Bowman.
So when we talk about brakes and brake failures, it's not necessarily at the heaviest braking tracks. It's these tracks like New Hampshire where cooling is very hard to manage. Listen, next week at Pocono, another braking concern. Long straightaways, heavy braking.
The last time by on the racetrack, so while he is stuck behind Bubba Wallace, they still are putting good pace on. The 43 of Eric Jones is going around in turn 4. He got into the wall just a little bit in the middle of the corner.
And that battle that you talked about, Briscoe, he will be the first car lap down.
High entry we've seen drivers run today.
He was 24th when this happened.
So he goes by the camera, but right there he gets up into the fence, and as he's trying to steer the car off the wall, there's tons of debris and marbles up there, and when he turns the car down across the racetrack to get back down the track, it just brings the back end around because it's dancing across marbles and debris and all types of stuff.
Great perspective here. This is on board of the 5 onboard cameras all around the main screen there in the middle. Take a look at the restart. I was focused on Brad Keselowski. I've got to tell you, it looked like he took the hardest left turn.
Oh, the 10.
All the way up and into the wall goes the 10 of Eric Almirola. Caution comes out. Big damage on the right rear.
Clear down now. Caution's out.
I don't know if that right rear tire is broken from the damage or the contact or whether it was coming off the race car. Yeah, it's like,
your right rear.
like the right rear, like the right rear tire wheel was coming off of the car because of one of the lugs maybe not tight.
Almirola's wasn't tight. You just heard Almirola's last win was here. That was 69 races ago, back in 2021.
Man, they were running so good today. This is going to be a big disappointment for this team. Starts to throttle up, and he can feel it right away. It's starting to come off and starting to smoke on the quarter panel, and he locks down the front. It's like driving a forklift at that point with the rear of the car just steering around uncontrollably. That tire's trying to work its way out of the wheel well.
And it's horrible for the 10 car shot to win, and all those guys that you just look at the right rear wheel, look at the right rear tire. I mean, it's off the car essentially.
They're getting ready for the restart once again. We'll ride along with a few different cars. They're on boards. And now just 11 laps to go in stage 2. Can Larson hold off Martin Truex Jr., who has been dominant today?
Both sides. Both sides. Both sides, clear low.
What a mess. What a mess.
You better be ready on the restarts back of the pack. And there's the pass for the lead. The 5 car way up the racetrack. Truex sliding the back. Gonna not have the momentum down the straightaway. Here comes Larson back. A little side draft. Even heading off into turn 1. Truex holds him tight. Drives up the racetrack. He'll try to finish the throttle before the 5 car here and have the momentum on exit.
4 fresh tires versus only a 2-tire stop for Larson there. Logano also on a 2-tire stop strategy.
Trying to do as good a job as he can, help his brother through these type of situations. Racing hard here the last few laps here. Brad's finally going to clear, drive up, take the line. Here comes the 45 of Reddick around the outside of the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Teammates racing. Bubba, a little bit of movement in the back of the car on throttle.
There's racing everywhere. You see 3 wide back here with Chase Elliott. By the way, that's for 23rd. That's how hard the racing is.
And he wasn't going to let up, that's for sure. Final lap, by the way, this is probably a little bit late to tell you this, but if you haven't changed your fantasy lineup, you have to do it within the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get that garage driver out there. But if you've got Truex Jr. in your lineup, you're pretty good because he won stage 1, and now he has won stage 2.
back of the pack. You have other guys on fresh 2 and fresh 4. It's going to be chaos.
Final stage underway. Martin Truex Jr. out front, and he was one of the cars that didn't come to pit road at the end of stage 2.
Kim, in the media center earlier this week, Bubba Wallace was very candid, and he said, listen, it's a reflection moment for us on the 23 team. Too many mistakes have put us too close to the cut line, and that's not where we want to be at one of their better racetracks here at New Hampshire. And today, I would say they have not only executed, which he said we need to do a better job of, they have persevered. Remember that brake shake issue? Bubba has fought through it all day long, and here he is losing that spot, Dave, to Kevin Harvick, but still in the top 10.
Yep. 19 car Truex trying to work his way through lap traffic. Look what's in front of him. That is chaos. I mean, he is hoping that's not the caution. I mean, it is wild. It's been like that all day. The racing here has been amazing.
For a top 10 today, I imagine.
Just behind him, Harrison Burton in the 21, the 22-year-old. We talked about maybe DNA helping out at this racetrack, and we've got an issue. The 42 of Noah Gragson. It looks as though something broke.
Yeah.
Bring it back to pit road. Center yellow.
He said brake rotor or something. Remember, this is a driver that had brake issues at St. Louis and actually caused him to miss races after that wreck at St. Louis. So we just heard on the radio a brake rotor again. We'll have to get a little bit more information to see if he's correct. But you can see big damage to the
front or something.
There you go, either a tire or a rotor. He knows something failed on the 42 car.
Heading down into the corner. You see the right front just dropped, and the car would not turn at that point. So certainly the right front's down right there. Now it's never going to turn. He thinks it might have broken a rotor.
Well, he was just off pit road at lap 266.
24 laps to go. And already Harvick jumps out in front, and here comes Martin Truex Jr.
That's really what Truex wanted to see. He wanted to see that 3 car not get a good launch. That allowed him easily to turn left with better tires on the 4 car.
Here comes the 22 of Logano trying to get around the 4 as well.
Briscoe he actually hit the back end of the 5 of Larson.
The battle for the lead, though, is heating right up. Logano is right there. The 19 not able to drive away here. Oh, we got a crash.
I reckon.
The 48.
On the back stretch, Alex Bowman in front of it.
Everybody gathers it up, but the caution's out.
New Englanders up front, but it was right here, the fight for real estate. And into the back of the 48 was the 54 of Gibbs. As they're 2x2 now, Martin Truex Jr. on the outside, Logano on the inside. Logano not as good a restart as we saw out of the 19. Truex Jr. clears him by a car length.
Chase Briscoe to the inside of a 5 car back there, not going to be able to make that work. Larson accelerates. Look at Harvick on the outside, back into third. He's going to have a run on Joey down the back straightaway. He stays in line.
But he hasn't put a dominant performance on the 22.
Oh, the 20's hard in the wall. Christopher Bell, big contact with the right rear and the right front. That car is done.
Stay down there.
You can see the car sideways, and he's just chasing it up the racetrack. No way to save it.
Huge, huge impact, too. Big damage.
Again, the top 4 changed 2 tires the last time on pit road. Green flag back in the air. 9 to go at the Magic Mile. Logano trying to clear the 5. They're 3 wide back there for 6th. Logano just gets in front of the 5. He's up to 2nd. That 11 to run the line he wants. Contact made behind there.
Lock up left front tire, Rick. The 14 up the racetrack, almost into the side of Bubba Wallace.
Under 4 laps to go. Just 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. The 43-year-old a year ago, the question was out there if he was going to retire or if he was going to continue on. Fighting for another championship, but this time it will be the first time that Martin Truex Jr. in his career has won at New Hampshire. The 22 has closed the gap, but not enough. Martin Truex Jr. is going to win at the Magic Mile.
We got that damn lobster. Hell yeah, boy.
For years, Martin Truex Jr. would be on his dad's fishing boat, and I'm sure he's pulled a lot of lobster out of the waters around this area. And now his trophy will be that lobster in victory lane. 34 wins now for Martin Truex Jr.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.